Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. This is a recipe long time coming. Today I'm going to make falafel, homemade. My falafel inside is green. For me, a real falafel has to be green inside. Why is it green? Because it's full of greens. Here, let me show you. This is what I'm talking about. All these greens, this is what is a falafel for me. These have been washed. I'm just draining them up here. So easy. I'll also show you which steps of the way where you can freeze, because I soaked a ton of hummus. Yeah, got to see this. This is just the hummus of the falafel, which is made raw. We don't cook this. So let's just go through it. We're going to make my take on falafel, which is green tahina, because as much as I like tahina, I need my herbs, and my tahina is green, from the green again. So first things first, falafel. My take, there's a lot of variations, but this is what I do. So these have been soaking overnight. See how wonderful they are? And if I want, I would freeze these. I made the mistake. I learned the hard way. Falafel is made from raw chickpeas, not cooked. When you cook them, they dissolve in the oil. So make sure that they're raw. And I bought the special small, tiny chickpeas. Anyway, I have chemo brain, which is a reality, unfortunately. I went through chemo in 2021, and there's a lot of side effects. And that is why it's even more important for me to feed not only me, but my family healthy food. Let's get going. Falafel, green falafel. First of all, blender. I don't do measurements. We're going to do, what's that, about 1 cup and 2 cups. We have 2 cups of raw chickpea, post soak. I'm going to put some garlic in. There you are. Onions. There are onions. 1 1/4 cup of onions. It's not necessary to be exact. When you're using spices, don't ever be apologetic. And in life, don't be apologetic. Just do your thing and do it your way. So cumin, which is cumin in English, and sweet paprika, another tablespoon. Tablespoon of paprika, tablespoon of cumin, and lots of greens. Here's my greens. I'm going to use my scissors. Scissors and chopsticks are my most used and abused tool in the kitchen. I'm going to snip it so that they're smaller chunks, so it's easier for the food processors. Don't use a blender, because a blender will make it into a soft paste, and you don't want that. I like mine chunky. See the colors here. We may adjust afterwards the seasoning. Chickpea, post-soaked, onions, garlic. I have coriander, cilantro. You can put parsley. I know a lot of people don't like coriander. You can put dill. You can put whatever greens you happen to have in the fridge. Salt, paprika, and cumin. And we're putting, that's probably 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of salt. Coriander seeds, grinded, just to add more flavor. Oh, and it is. The flavor is very, very nice. The smell is amazing. And here's the coriander seeds, grounded, freshly grounded. Baking powder. I'm going to put 1 sachet, which is 10 grams, probably about 1 tablespoon. This makes it nice and puffy. And that's it. That is fantastic. Stop it here. I always overfill this. You can see that it's not that green. I want it greener. I want it vibrant green, screaming of nature. Don't have a big enough processor. So what I'll do is I'm going to finish grinding this. Then I'm going to put in the rest of the green coriander, grind it, and then mix it in a bigger bowl, because I don't have space here. You've got to be careful here not to make it into too much of a yucky, wet paste, because I like my falafels to have some chunky texture to it, and it looks good, but it's not green. Texture is very nice, but it's not green. Yeah, perfect. You can taste it. Plenty of salt. Perfect. Oh, full of flavor, and that's when it's raw. When you make your own falafels at home, there's just no going back. I don't have a big enough bowl, so maybe I'll use a pot. This is real. I'm going to put my falafel mix. They say that you can freeze this falafel mix, and I've done that if I don't use it all, but I don't agree with it, because my experience is it's not the same taste. It's not as vibrant as if you make it fresh like we are here. What you can do is freeze the chickpeas post-soaked in water, but not grounded in the freezer, which is what I've done, and then make it from there. Take it out from the freezer, defrost the chickpeas, and then start doing the process. And then it works. Then it tastes like fresh. But if you freeze this mixture in the freezer and then take it out and make falafel balls out, it's not the same. Like I said, I need all these greens, and I don't know if this is enough. I listen to my body and I try to do what I'm told. As you can see, I'm using all the greens, all leaves and the stems. And I'll do that also tahini for the green tahini. This is parsley. I bought it from my husband. I don't usually use parsley. If there's coriander in the world, why use parsley? But for him, I'm going to cut. Can you see this? I'm just going to use the stems. So here is the parsley. This is nice. I will use this for salads, visual stuff, but who cares about the stems, right? And this is good flavor. I'm not going to throw this away. I've already washed this, so this is a second wash. I don't see anything given a visual inspection, nothing. So cut it so that's easier for the food processor to mince. This is for coloring, and I don't want any stem pieces to get into the falafel and destroy the texture, the uniform texture. Now the green is very finely chopped. Let me show you how much. How green and vibrant and smells like nature, like we're in the middle of a forest. How green that is. Oh, wow. You know, sometimes when you're lying in a freshly cut lawn, this reminds me of England in the summer, and they would cut the grass and you're just intoxicated with the green smell. Here is our original falafel mix. I'm going to add this. And remember, we're doing this because there wasn't enough room to mince everything in the food processor at the same time. Then we will see if we need more ingredients. I have no idea if this is going to be the right ratio, but I want my way of teaching you of cooking is how to look and be sensitive to the amount and the ratios, and it always changes within you, it changes around you. Sometimes the ingredients are more ripe and more intoxicating, so you don't need so much, and sometimes you need more. So it's such a fine balance, just like our bodies and just like nature. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to teach how I cook. I'm pressing down with my spatula to press in all the greens, so everything is mixed up very well. All the garlic, all the cumin, all the paprika, salt, and the coriander, grounded coriander. Let me show you how green this is now. Now I'm going to taste this. Wow. And I'm not just saying that. When you make real food with real ingredients, it's a whole different world. It's a world that I want to belong in. I think that now the real test is to make one. There is no shortcuts. The only way to find out if it needs something is to actually fry a falafel and see how it tastes cooked. The color is right there. The color is beautiful, just beautiful. Here, these are the falafel instruments. These makes the balls. I use this one. You just have to find out which one you prefer. And the trick with this is that you dip it in the hot oil so it doesn't stick. That's a tip. That's a big tip. Let me just show you this Arabis. This is Arabis, which is a bigger chickpea, and this you eat as is. Not all chickpeas are the same. I buy the small ones to make a smoother paste for falafel, and the big chickpeas I keep whole so that you just munch them. All these need is olive oil, salt and pepper, freshly grounded, and that's it. It's good to go. So now we have to heat some oil. Vegetable oil is fine. Some light, non-invasive, not olive oil, not avocado oil. When you make your own falafel, just no comparison. Just like a lot of things, choose a tall but slender pan. So I have a height of oil because what we're going to do is deep fry. I tried baking falafel for health reasons, and it's just not the same. It does not work. There's just no comparison. Even to air fried, there's just no comparison than deep fried. I do my schnitzel air fried and it's good, but falafel needs to be deep fried to give that crispy brown coating and that hot green filling when you crack it open and all the steam comes up. And then we dip it in tahini. We're going to plate the Arabis, how it will look like. Nice. Taking a bunch of hot ingredients out of its liquid. Nice and hot. It's not too soft. When I make hummus, I know it's ready. When I press it, it's all squishy. But this Arabis, I'm pressing as hard as I can and it won't crack. And that's good. That's what I want. But it is cooked. I'm going to put olive oil, salt and pepper. Lots and lots of oil. Olive oil gives a nice sheen, nice smell of olive oil too. Pepper, freshly ground preferably. And a pinch of salt. I have Maldon salt. That's what I like. There you are. Perfect. Simple and perfect. There's no way you can improve on that. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. So these are the 2 raw chickpeas. This is the Arabis chickpea that I just made this with. And this is the raw chickpea that I'm making the falafel with and the hummus. See the big difference? This will all squish together and get cooked and soft, and you have a wonderful smooth texture, which is what we want for hummus. The peel is not an issue. If you have bigger chickpeas, when you're making hummus, right way to do it is to scrape all the peel that floats up, and that takes time and patience. But here, with the small chickpea, it's so soft, you won't even feel it. So good. So good. Now we're going to do the falafel. So remember this cute little guy? I have a switch here that I can press down. This is up, so it's flat. And I will press it down, so I have a little groove here. The idea is to pat some of my falafel mix onto this and then plop it into the hot oil. And the tip here is to dip this into the hot oil first so that the falafel mix doesn't stick. It will simply slide off into the oil. And I'm gonna put some, with my spatula, some of the falafel mixture. Press it quite down because I want it compact. I've seen people do in the falafel shops is they will make it into a kind of a cone. They don't flatten it out. Pat it into a kind of a cone, like an ice cream. And then the idea is that I will let go of this lever quite close to the oil. Oh, I forgot to oil it. It got a bit stuck. Right, I just oiled it now. I'm going to add another one because one is never enough. Put that here. I've noticed in the falafel places, they have like a silver sieve. Don't drain it on paper towels, but on this. What I want is a brown coating. Perfect. I am excited. No matter how often you do falafel, it's the breaking and the revealing. Look how brown and beautiful that is. This is crispy. If I bite in that, I'm going to burn my tongue. I've done that too many times. I'm excited. Look at this beauty. I don't know how you know or how people know that I'm just breaking into a beautiful falafel bowl or when anything is coming. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's perfect. It's perfect. Say it in English. Not everybody knows
You have
Hebrew.
succeeded. They're better than the one diagnosed.
He's not camera shy. He's hungry. Amazing, huh? That's it, huh? This is it. This is crazy. Oh, this is insane. This falafel bowl is so perfect. How I measure? 1 cup, 2 cups. That's how I measure. That was an incredible falafel bowl. Okay, so I'm going to make the green tahini to go with these balls. Tahini, get the unhulled ones. Get the brown cap. This is a brown cap. It has 7 times more calcium than the regular tahini. Mixer, another mixer. Lots of greens. We don't want the pretty leaves. I'm going to use the stems because nobody knows, nobody cares, you know, when you're eating tahini or falafel where the greens came from. You don't need to use these prime leaves that would be good for salad. I mean, this is also good for soup because nobody gives a crap. They just want the taste. I use this for garnishing for a lot of stuff. This, the stems, I'm just going to give it another wash, bit of a chop and trim. Garlic. I could snip it with my scissors just to make it easier. Salt, a little bit of salt and lemon juice. Right now, the idea is I'm going to add some water and blend the heck out of the green because I don't want any green stem or large pieces in my tahini. There we go. On the top. I love the stick wand. Here is the green. Sorry for the lighting. Okay. So we have the coriander, garlic, salt. Now goes in the tahini, high in calcium, 7 times more than regular tahini. This is unhulled tahini. We'll see if that's enough. I won't know until I've mixed it. And lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. When you put lemon juice in the food processor, never ever put the pips in. There was bitter taste to it. So what I do, instead of just pressing it straight into the mixture, so if any pips do come into the juice, I can rescue it and take it out. Now don't worry, if it's too watery, you can add more tahini. And if it's too thick, you can have water or lemon juice according to the taste. So when you have a backup plan, it's not so scary. And that's the same as in life, I think. That's my philosophy in cooking and in life. Also, as Bob Ross says, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. So if something did go not as planned, we adjust, we change it and according to what it needs and make something else. And actually quite often the recipes that have not gone to plan turns out to be pretty spectacular in a good way. Taste. Packed with flavor. It's a little bit watery, so I'm going to add some tuna just to thicken it a bit. Wow, everything is coming out so good, so full of flavor. I don't know whether it's because everything is so in season and everything is so at its peak ripeness, but you can really feel the full-on flavor of the vegetables. I want to show you how the green tahini came out. This is what I would dip the falafel balls if I hadn't eaten it all up. Okay, I'm going to taste this because I can't not. Taste for adjustment. Can't think of anything it needs. Salt is right there. The acidity of the lemon is right there. We haven't had falafel balls for such a long time.
Is this recording?
Yes, it's recorded. There we go. And then we go to the pan. I think I'm going to take the brown ones out.
The classic frying falafel with chopstick. Only a professional can do something like this.
If you enjoyed any of my recipes, please hit the subscribe button. You have no idea how much it helps me. Click the like and see you next time. Happy cooking!